Welcome to the art vlog, art lovers. I'm heading down to the Strand to one of my favourite contemporary art spaces in London, 180 Studios, to explore the big show, Universal Everything's Lifeforms. This is on until the 30th of December. Universal Everything are a collective from Sheffield led by the indomitable Matt Pike, who are a design art and artistic group. They work sometimes with commercial partners. I think they've worked with Nike and Hyundai in the past, but they also produce cutting edge creative art using new technologies such as AI and OLED screens as well. They are trying to push at the boundaries of expression and bring us new experiences. I know some people are a bit sniffy about this, but I absolutely love it. And I've seen one of their works in live in the flesh, which is Transfiguration at 180 Studios in the Lux show a year or two ago. But they've shown in group shows at the Museum of Modern Art in New York, amongst others, as well as places all over the world, like the Garage in Moscow and others as well, the Garage Centre for Contemporary Arts. So I'm very, very excited to bring you this show. As always, do please share your opinions in the comments, because art always touches us in different ways. And I'm really always intrigued to hear what other fellow art lovers think about the show, especially if their opinion is different to mine. This show, as I said, is on until the 30th of December. There is one big thing I should say. The normal price to get in is £25, which is one of the steepest entry prices on the London art scene. But do come and join me as I head inside 180 Studios to explore this show, which is going to probably have lots of video work, and then I'll share my thoughts with you. Come and join me. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that sneak peek into Universal Everything. It's obviously really hard to bring you comprehensive footage from a piece which is predominantly video work, just because that defeats the point. So you have to go there, and if you liked it, do head along to 180 Studios before the 30th of December. As I descended into the basement for the second time, I became aware, this show will split art lovers' opinions. Some of you will find it a bit superficial, a bit too commercial, overstretching the point where it leaves the art world behind. And some of you might question the fetishizing of new technology. Just because it uses new technology, that doesn't mean that new technology is going to be used to produce great art. Others of you will love the experimentation with new forms, especially AI, will enjoy the humour. And you'll recognise that this show is wrestling with humanity's relationship with this new technology and with the very planet itself. And I would say it's a really good representation of Universal Everything's work. So if you're interested in them as a collective, then it may well be for you. Also, I thoroughly enjoy the fact that they're taking on big themes. I like art that makes me think, and this certainly did. Pieces like Super Consumers, which you can see here, where you see a parade of these kind of alternative figures reminding us of our overconsumption. Nature always wins. Imagines a world inspired actually by the pandemic, when humans left so many built environments. It imagines a world where nature has reclaimed the concrete and the buildings that humans have put up, almost taking us back to a much earlier stage on planet Earth. I absolutely adored Supreme Believers. My life often feels like this, battling, often about to disintegrate, but still holding firm. And the fact that the figures, as you can see, hopefully, disintegrated into pixels, reminded me as well of our kind of submission to technology as well. I sometimes feel like I'm going to be disintegrating into pixels at the end of the day. Really very interesting. I did also like the two works that involved human interaction to create the art that you can see here. Future you, the more vigorously you moved, the more excited and created the AI figure on the screen seemed to respond. And also this one, Into the Sun, which people were really being, as you can hopefully see here, creative with, and cartwheels and that kind of thing. Also with Into the Sun, I love the fact that it was human actions that could regrow these plants from this barren desert landscape. Obviously, Universal Everything are making a really potent point here about our duty to the planet. My favourite piece still, actually, and it was the one that I saw at Lux, Transfiguration. I absolutely adored it. It's sort of like this perpetual evolution of characters, which you can hopefully see here. And I thought it was a really interesting show, which reminded us of, it was touching on how we've become who we are as human beings. So this show was really interesting because it looked backwards to how we've become who we are as human beings, but also well into the future as well, in terms of the technology that it produced. So overall, do I recommend this show? I do. I really enjoyed it. There was enough creativity, beauty, and also thoughtfulness to make me feel I had a really enjoyable experience in there. I don't think, in my opinion, it's worth £25. And to be fair to 180 The Strand, I'd say two things about that. First of all, it's not like a state subsidised museum like Tate or the National Gallery. It has to find other sources of funding. It's quite commercial and quite slick, actually. It has sponsorship, sells little bits of merchandise, etc. as well. And I also think that they're going for a members model, and I actually quite admire that. And a few weeks ago, I actually bought membership because I felt that the shows that they've got on the moment, Richard Moss, Broken Spectre, and this one, Universal Everything Lifeforms, are actually brilliant shows which require repeated viewing. I mean, the Richard Moss one I've now been to 3 times, and this one I've been to twice, the Universal Everything Lifeforms. So overall, I would say the membership, which is £73 for a year, if you can afford it in the cost of living crisis, if you're into sort of cutting edge contemporary art, is worth a little look. Have a look on the website. I did enjoy it. There was a few pieces, as always, when you're looking at experimentation with new forms, where I felt the form kind of outweighed the art, if you see what I mean. It was experimenting for experimentation's sake almost, but overall really enjoyed it. I felt a sort of warm glow. I love the playfulness, the fun, the fashion show, this one, Maison Autonomie, which was really really sort of fun and funky. You know, there's a humour to this work as well, and a playfulness which we sometimes want to see in art. It's actually great if you do become a member. It's an absolutely great comparison to Richard Moss's Broken Spectre, which is pretty much unrelentingly grim but beautiful and a very, very important call to arms. So I enjoyed it. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think that £25 is too steep, but there are concessions, and I'd love to say, you know, carry on 180 Studios bringing us these wonderful new works from the edges of technology. Don't forget to subscribe to the art vlog, hit that notification bell for previews, reviews of upcoming shows across London, the southeast of England and beyond.